Hello and welcome. I think we're live. Guys, Chris is out of town. Welcome to Cyber Thunder Tuesday Night Thunder presented by Down and Out Paint Shop. Oh man, we're here at Iowa. It's slick. It's slidey. 43 trucks. This should be pretty good. If I can get everything to load here, guys, we'll be okay. If not, we're watching one screen all night. Oh, there we go. Now we can see. All right, guys. You can see at the practice speeds there. Look at the guy at the top. 43 of Mr. Eric Anderson. He's not out on track, but he's sitting there. Setting some blistering speeds. Pretty excited to see what these guys can do tonight. Man, 43 trucks is a lot for this little track. Trying to pull it up here. I don't have all my stuff together. I apologize. Let me get everything loaded here. And I can tell you about the race. All right, here we go. Now I'm pulling stuff up. So it looks like 150 laps, 60% fuel, and they only get 4 sets of tires. It's not very many tires for a lot of laps. It is a short track. There will be beating and banging. Man, I think we're in for a super good one here. This should be a lot of fun. A full field. It's a lot of trucks. Eric just sitting there in pit road. Let's find somebody on track. Let's go for a ride with Kyle here. You can see how bumpy it is there in 1 and 2, all the way out to the wall. And then this is where it gets slidey. You come down into 3 here and come out into 4, and the back end just wants to walk all the way up to that wall. You can hear from Kyle's truck He's on old tires. He's been out there for a while. Fresh tires, it gets a lot more. Let's see. Let's check over here with Mark. See if Mark's got better. Oh, he's chasing Kyle there. See if he can catch up. Oh, Ed's stuck. How about Chris here? See what Chris can do. There you go. You see him sliding up, pushing into that wall. Oh, guys, race 2, Down and Out Paint Shop, Tuesday Night Thunder. This should be really, really good. I don't feel bad for the series director because this many trucks, I mean, you're just asking for trouble, which is good for us. It's exciting. So I'm excited to watch it. 150 laps. It's a long, long way. If you were with us last week, you saw a pretty dang exciting race. Went green all the way until the end there. Well, we had that one caution at the beginning. Am I thinking of the right race? Either way. Went green all except for, I think, one caution or the whole way. One of the two. And then we had that mess on that last lap. Coming to the checkered. Had 4 trucks fighting it out for the win. Paul Turner took home the win in the opening race. Who's it going to be this week? I want to see. I bet this is still going to pull up Daytona. It does still pull up Daytona. Well, you can see there, the second race, Iowa. That's where we're at tonight. Short track racing at its best. Let's see, who else can we follow around here? Jacob Bowen out on track. Jacob's currently 26 on the chart. He's going to need to find some speed. See Allen there right behind him. He's sitting at 20th on the chart. The thing about Iowa, guys, is, I mean, you want to be fast, yes, but man, it gets hard to pass. You got to take care of those tires, take care of your truck, keep it out of the wall. 150 laps is a long, long way to go, as somebody just went flying. I think it was Jacob, maybe. But 150 laps is a long, long way to go, and you can't win if you're not there at the end. So we will see. Kyle up there in third. Kyle currently, he's just 4 laps on his run, so I wonder if he's just trying to set fast times here. Surprised to see this many people out on track, honestly. They are currently in their driver's meeting, and we've got quite a few trucks on the track. Scott Clemens Baker. Robert McMillan. Brian Dorsey in that all blue truck. Larry out here in the 44. Mr. Delgado making it. It's always interesting to see, because currently we have knockout qualifying going on, and what that is, you know, the top 24 from last season are locked into the race. Everybody else has to qualify in on practice speed, so it's always interesting to see who transfers over, who misses the race. Now we'll do that for the first 3 races of this season, and then it goes to the top 23 from this season. So it's always fun to see who's fighting their way in. Check in on last season's champ. He doesn't have to fight his way in. Cody Meadows, and we know he's good here. We know he's good in these trucks, so we'll see what he can do tonight. He's currently setting 7th on the chart. Leroy. Now, if Leroy watches this back, Leroy, your paint jobs are my favorite of this season for this truck and your Cup car. I think they're great. So, whoever painted Leroy's truck, good job. I wonder if we can get a little closer to it and see. Look, and I don't see anybody's name on it. Somebody painted that thing. Usually if it's Dalton Carter, he puts his, oh, yep, I see it right there at the bottom. So that's Dalton Carter's truck. Dalton's always painting some good paint jobs. This is my favorite this season, so good job, Leroy, or Dalton, or whoever. Got some new camera views tonight, thanks to Chris. We'll try to play with some of those and see if they work out for us. This turn 4 camera. That should be a pretty good one. Be able to see these guys. That shows right there where they push out to that wall. Let's see. Oh, we got the Barney cam coming in. Be able to watch them start. You can see there at the bottom of the screen there's the start-finish line. So I'm coming out of 4. That'll be a good one for the start of the race. Let's see what we got here. So many cool cameras tonight. I don't know about that one. Can't see much. Mr. Caldwell, short track specialist, always good in these trucks and at short track, so he should be up there up fighting for a spot. Last week's winner, Mr. Paul Turner, number 6 on the chart right now. Man, there's a lot of trucks in here, guys. This is going to be nuts. This is a little bitty track. It's not even a mile. 0.89 of a mile is what I have here, so a little bitty track and a whole lot of trucks. See Matt checking in the chat there. The track is tough, Matt. I agree. Slippery, slidey. It's a lot of fun, though. I like to slide these trucks around, and they do it really well. But man, too wide coming out, it gets pretty dangerous. Says he's rooting for the 3, the 8, and the 97. Well, I can't root, Matt. I'm broadcasting, so I hope nobody wrecks. That's what I'm rooting for. 150 laps of clean and green and door-to-door racing, so that's what I want to see. Let's see. Who else can we look in on? How about Mr. Gainforth? I like that pink truck, Mr. Bubble. Makes me want some bubble gum. Said it last week. I'll say it again. Dave's shown a ton of speed lately. I don't know if he's got a bunch of practice in. Found that grip hack, which is probably not funny to talk about considering other sims are having cheaters pop up. Dave's not cheating, I promise. But Dave's definitely showing a lot of speed. Talked about him last week. He got turned right there at the end. Or did the turn-in right there at the end. He was involved in that mess right there at the end. This guy's definitely got a chip on his shoulder. Coming for that championship this season. He was, 10 laps away from getting it last season. So Frank's trying to get it this season. Excited to watch and see what he can do. New guys to the series. He's got last year's sponsor on his windshield. Hey, Ray, that's the wrong one. Down and Out Paint Shops, Ray. 57 Ray Richer. Chris Letts. This truck always looks like he scraped the wall. I wonder if he had scraped the wall or if that's his paint job. I'm not sure. About this guy, Mr. Steady. Always up there at the end. Guys, I don't have the stars and stripes, so I'm just going to salute. I'm not going to sing. You're welcome. But we're about to go to qualifying. I think their practice is just about up. It's going to kick these guys off the track, and we'll see. We'll get this thing started. All right, let's see who's out first. How about see this guy on the track? Get this tower out of the way. Kyle going for his first lap. It's not quite down to that yellow line, which I'm kind of surprised. Getting that run out of one. Man, we've got the whole track's full. 90% of the field's on the track right now, so that's pretty cool to see too. This series, it's not required that you qualify, so you don't have to qualify. Kyle first one out, putting in a 23.6. I didn't pay close enough attention in practice to see if that's good. Still hanging on to the top. Holy cow, there's a lot. Kyle coming around for a second. Looks like he's going to stay. 23.6. But this guy, you got similar paint jobs. They always find themselves near each other. First time we've seen Christine out this season. Oh, he's sliding it off for her. Hang on, Chris. That's not going to help him put down a time. Now this guy, super fast in practice. Looks like he's already shut it down. Eric putting himself on the outside pole. Let's see, who do we still have on track? Mr. Delgado out here. I see somebody we should check in on. Is Coleridge actually going to turn a qualifying lap? Talked about it last week. I'll talk about it this week. This guy does not like to turn qualifying laps. And oh, is he going to stop before the line? Nope, he's going to take it. Ding. Caleb's still on track. He jumps up to 27th. Paul Turner's currently sitting in 15th. Can he better that? Looks like he's going to stay there in 15th. Gary's done. Oh, Paul's done. I think Caleb. Oh, Coleridge is out trying it again. I'm not sure what he's doing. Well, Coleridge, we're just going to leave it on you because you're the only truck left. Looks like 38 of the 43 trucks have taken a lap of some sort. So that's pretty neat. Coleridge's didn't count, so looks like Matt Kopp, Coleridge, Adam Benefield, Doug Wasaki, which I'm kind of surprised, and Matt Croak are the drivers that have not taken a time. Come on, guys, get out there. About 40 seconds left in qualifying. I don't think he's going to do it. Well, with 30 seconds, he's not going to get out there in time, so let's see. No, it's still going to show Daytona. Looks like Kyle's going to be on the outside pole, or on the pole. That second and third shows identical times. Yeah, got a 1-4 and a 2-0. It's going to be pretty tight. Now, let's see if we can go to the grid. There we go. So Kyle Nadeau on the outside pole. Front row, Kyle Nadeau. Eric Anderson, outside pole. Scott Clemens Baker in third. Chris in fourth. Judd in fifth. Gary Bowman in sixth. Christine in seventh. Brian Dorsey in eighth. Chris Wheeler ninth. Joey Signs in 10th. Andrew Caldwell 11th. Jacob Bowen in 12th. Oh, I got to get to my button. There it is. Mark Morton in 13th. Mike Donahue 14th. Paul Turner 15th. Jerry in 16th. Alan Ayers in 17th. William Kern 18th. Ed Jurgen 19th. John Ross in 20th. George in 21st. Ray 22nd. Craig 23rd. Andy Cork in 24th. Man, that's a lot of drivers, guys. Larry in 25th. Caleb back there in 26th. Steven Music 27th. Eric Moore 28th. Crank Bell starting way back in 29th. Reed in 30th. Gain 4th and 31st. Robert McMillan 32nd. Mr. Delgado 33rd. Leroy with that cool looking truck way back there in 34th. Dalton Carter in 35th. Chris Letts in 36th. Let's see. Connor in 37th. Last year's champ, Cody Meadows, all the way in back. He was the last of the ones that put down a time in 38th. Coleridge in 39th. Doug Wasaki in 40th. Matt Kopp in 41st. Matthew Croak 42nd. And Adam Benefield will round out the field in 43rd. Whew. Gosh dang, that's a lot. It's a lot, it's a lot. Should be exciting. I hope it goes green the whole time. Ooh, I wonder if I've got the pace car cam. I'm going to find it first. Chris gave me all these cameras and I don't see it on the list. Man, look at all those trucks. Is that pulling low? Did somebody get a penalty? Looks like Kyle will take the inside. There's a truck out there that says a 32. Now we know that's not the 32. That's a different Chris, not that Chris. Somebody's got the wrong number, but I can still say Chris and it'll be Chris. So. Look at this field back here. I mean, there's a ton. See him coming through 3 and 4 here in a second. Here they come. Look like the lights are out, so we'll go up here to Barney. Well, it says lap 2. We're not on lap 2 yet, guys. Hadn't even started yet. Here comes the field. Pace truck peels off. And they're off. And look at that. Look at that. Big group of trucks. Check back in here with the lead. Kyle on that inside, see if Eric can get the run on the outside. That's where it gets hard though. 3 and 4, that truck wants to slide on those new tires. You really need that bottom lane. And we're under caution. See if we can go back and see what happened. I don't have anything popping up here. See if this shows us anything. Just reads always already down there. Unfortunately, that's what happens when you have these 43 car fields or truck fields. Let's check back in with Still looking for it. I still don't see. See what could have happened there. It's like Crank Bell's in the pits. Doug's in the pits. Reed, I still want to rewind this and see if we can see what happened to him. He's coming out. So I'm not sure, guys. I'm not sure. Looks like Reed's going to be a lap down. I also have to admit, I didn't ask anybody what a fuel run, so we'll all be surprised together because I don't know. I don't know what a fuel run is in these trucks on this track. So I guess when they come is when they come. That could be what we're seeing. You know, back there with Crank. Crank could just be jumping in and getting some fuel. Same with Gary. I mean, their trucks don't look damaged. You got a whole bunch of guys coming in. So they could just be swinging in to grab a little extra fuel. Try to push it as far as you can. Again, not sure what the fuel run is, but like I said, I don't see any damage on Gary's truck, so I don't see any other reason for him to come in here. He's definitely not taking tires at lap 4. You know, did we make a complete full lap? Probably not. So, tell you what, Kyle will take it though. Back up at the front, just cruising around, leading laps. Looks like he's going to take the inside line again. Got Coleridge back here at 35th. I mean, he's up 4 spots. It's not a lot. It's still pretty early. Some of the fan favorites. Jerry's up 2 spots, 14th. A guy that it's good to see back out here, that 48, Chris Dean. He's been around for a long time. Back up to the front here. Kyle controls the start, and he's off. Got a pretty good jump from that bottom lane, so he's got the whole track to work with. See Scott Clemens Baker right there on his butt, just following him through. Looked like Eric was in the wall, 3 wide back there. Yeah, you can see damage on Eric's truck. He's able to hold his spot there in 3rd. That damage shouldn't do too much to him. At a short track, it's not too bad. Shoot, sometimes you bang that wall and your truck will drive a little better. Look at this big old group back here. Just a whole bunch of trucks. Back up to the front. Kyle stretching it out. This camera likes to show you the light poles. Scott got a good run in there. Looks like front 5, 6 are straight or single file, maybe back to 10th. Let's check back in here with Jacob. So about 9th. Brian Dorsey there on the bottom trying to figure it out with Andrew Caldwell. Check in last season's champ, our largest mover so far, up 13 spots. Now, if you know Cody like I know Cody, that dude's about as patient as oh, I don't know. I don't want to say anything inappropriate. He's not patient at all. So he's going to push his truck as hard as he can to get back up to the front, or as close to the front as he can. And it shows, you know, he's up 13, working on 14 spots already. Back up to the front. Scott's hanging there. It looks like Scott and Kyle are kind of checking out. They've got a little bit of gap on Eric. Too wide for 4th. See Judd and Chris side by side. Christine waiting patiently, impatiently there behind them to get by. They're going to figure it out and get single file. Caleb Belswick's moved up quite a bit. Caleb's up 10 spots. It's pretty early, only 13 laps in, and these laps go pretty fast. Less than a mile. And second caution. What's going on here? I can't see. Again, I'm not seeing anything on timing and soaring to tell me what happened for the caution. Back in here and see the 24 is slow. That can't be the 24. The 24 is in the chat. Mark's got the wrong number. All right, well, we're going to rewind. See if we can see what happened to Mark here. No. How's that, Chris? It's real slow on the bottom, so something happened in here. He just likes riding the apron? I'm not sure. Ah, there it is. All right. Let's see. Looks like Mark gets in. He kind of push up into Jake. He does. Puts Jacob in the wall. Collects a couple more. Oh, that's what happened. Leaders still haven't entered the pits. We've had quite a few people take the chance to enter the pits. Allen's in the pits. See Jacob in there getting some damage repair. Adam's in the pits. Not sure if Chris came in. Leroy, they're back here at the back. Ed's in the pits. I don't really see any damage. Dalton's in the pits. Again, truck looks pretty clean, so I wonder if these guys are just trying to get fuel. I'm still curious about Crank. He's been in the back quite a bit. Truck looks clean. He's got to be just back there taking fuel. Yeah, Jacob's hurt. Jacob's back there, or in there getting damage done. Trying to get repaired, get back out. No fault of his own, but I mean, that's what short track racing is. You know, you just get caught up in somebody else's stuff, unfortunately. Again, we see Crank coming back in every lap. Again, I don't see any damage. I don't know. Looks like he's just getting fuel to me. Kyle up here pushing the pace truck. And Matt saying some of these guys took tires too. Let's look at the pit stops. So Ed must have had damage. He was, you know, his pit stop was 25 seconds. Dalton 15. Reed was 13. Everybody else was, you know, 5 seconds, Matt. So I guess most of these guys just took fuel. Paul's was 10 seconds. He may have taken right sides, but seems pretty early to me, especially considering you only got 4 sets. We're only 18 laps in. I'd be hanging on the tires for 150 laps, that's for sure. Play around with these cameras. Again, we saw that one. That's the Barney cam. We got the back stretch. Turn 3. Get up here to 1 and 2. The field's coming, I promise. There we go. How's that one? That's a pretty good one. I'll have to check that one out at speed. See some craziness here. This is going into turn 1. Now I'm seeing some people crash, so let's see what's going on here. Are we crashing under people hitting each other under pace speed? I don't know. I don't know. All right, let's go back up to the front. Looks like the lights are out. Well, Kyle held him pretty late that time. Look at that craziness. Looks like we're 3 wide back there. See the front first 5 are single file, and then we get about 3 wide. Cody Meadows up 22 spots there, working his way forward, I'm telling you. No patience. Somebody else quite a bit. Caleb Elswick. It's up 17 spots, trying to come to the front as fast as he can. Look at this guy. Started in the back. We watched him in qualifying. I don't know if he really took a lap. I know he didn't cross the start finish. I don't know what he was doing. Coolidge up 22 spots. What we see? We got 3 wide going into 1 here. Well, we know who's not going to lift, and he's the guy in the middle. I promise you that. And he doesn't. Well, these guys are crazy all over the place. Except for this front. These guys are stretched out. It's taking it easy. Long way to go. I think Scott wants that first place. He's got to get by Kyle. Got to go up there and just give him a little tap, Scott. Just go up there and give him a little bit of a tap. Let's see what Scott's seeing. See if he's getting that run on Kyle. See him kind of enter a little high, and then he's trying to stay low. He's getting that run out of 4. I don't know that he's got enough steam. It's so bumpy in 1 and 2. You can see that truck just bouncing around. Pulls right up to the bumper of Kyle. Man, that's a good battle. See the wrong Chris and the wrong 32. I mean, it's the right Chris. It's the wrong car number. He's just back there waiting. Christine riding in 4th. Looks like he's getting a little. We just got a line of Chris's here. He's getting a little pressure from Chris Wheeler. Riding in 5th. Eric, your outside pole sitter. Just taking it easy. He's got a little gap there in front of him and behind him. He's riding around, riding in 6th. Brian Dorsey in 7th. Look at the guy right behind him. We've talked about him a couple times. Caleb Elswick up 18 spots into 8th. William Kern making his return to the league this season up to 9th. Mr. Impatient himself. Cody Meadows up there in 10th. Surprised at this. Andrew Caldwell. It's where he started. He's a short track specialist. Usually he's up there at the front fighting for the win. It's pretty early, but he'll get up there soon. And then right behind him, started in the back. Oh, disappeared. There he is. Up to 12th, Cole Ridge. That's a guy on your relative. You're like, oh, Cole Ridge is coming. Because you know he's fast. You know he can save tires. Looks like Kyle's stretched out here. He's got almost a half-second lead over Scott. You know, we're getting into this run fairly deep. I mean, they're 31 laps in. We've probably had 10 laps of caution, so you're going to start to see a little tire wear now. See who can manage their tire wear. You'll have, what do we call it, comers and goers, right? You'll have people that can manage their tire wear come to the front. People that burn them off just start sliding to the back.
Hey, Mike, got a copy?
Oh, Jerry's up here in the booth. Jerry, what are you doing?
Well, I had enough engine damage I couldn't make laps, so thought I'd come say hi.
Well, hi, Jerry. I don't know how I missed it, but yeah. Jerry, you're 4 laps down, so you're done?
I'm done. I'm done.
What happened to you? Because I wasn't getting anything on my timing showing either one of those cautions, so I was kind of trying to find
They
them,
just wadded it up in front of me, and it was just something I couldn't get out of the way of, so
yeah,
ended up front end damage and engine damage.
43 trucks on the track, you'll have that.
Yeah, you know, I did some math before the race, and it's pretty interesting. You could 2-pit this or 3-pit this, and based on my calculations, you come pretty close to the same either way.
So you're saying the tires make that much of a difference? There's that much of a fall off?
Absolutely. Now, the cautions throw a little bit of a wrench into it, but, you know, and then you have the issue of whether somebody wants to save a set of tires for the end. I suspect these guys up front, Kyle, Baker, and Harefield, they're going to run it out. They're going to run 50 laps is my guess. But some of the guys in the middle of the field may want to take a chance. So you could actually 3-pit this with this tire wear and maybe come out ahead.
Well, now we saw Crank going in. It was with both the cautions. Crank was in the back. He was just going in and getting fuel. Do you think he can make a long run from there, or is he still going to have to pit?
Nah, he's still going to have to 2-pit at a minimum.
Okay.
He's not going to be able to cut out a pit by doing that, but he may just be thinking, you know, that first round of pit stops will end up with a caution, and it's sometimes an easy way to get up front. Need a little luck, but it can happen.
Yeah, let's see. Where is Crank right now? I know I saw he's moved up. So he's up. Man, He's up to 20th. He's coming back through the field. Truck looks pretty clean. I don't think he got any damage. I didn't see him. I tried to find the wrecks. I didn't see any damage on the truck. Didn't see him involved. So I really think he was just kind of biding his time until everybody's calmed down, and now here he comes.
Yeah, it looks like it's settled down. The track spread out a little bit. First through third have a big gap. They've got a 3-second gap, it looks like, over fourth. Got fourth through ninth. And then everybody else is just kind of spread out, except for a couple stragglers. So hopefully everything's kind of settled down a little bit here.
Now, Jerry, if you look at that guy in sixth place, that guy's up 32 spots. We've talked about him quite a bit. He has zero patience. We both know that. But he has pushed his way from the back to the front. I mean, shoot, Jerry, we're only 39 laps in.
Yeah, I think he spun on or hit the wall maybe on his qualifier. Didn't do well in qualifying. That was not indicative of his driving skill, but yeah, he has raced his way right up here into sixth spot. He's about 4 seconds back from the leaders, and I'm curious, though, just how much he burnt up his tires getting there.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, but it looks like here he goes. He's dipping under Chris Wheeler for fifth. So
seems to be doing fine, and he could pit here in another. If he did burn up his tires, he could pit here another 10 laps, 10, 11 laps, and be within the window.
Yeah, if we know one thing about Cody is he can get it done in these trucks. Obviously, he's last year's champ.
Absolutely. Another guy way up, Coleridge Finney-Moore, 7th place.
Yep,
he's up 31 spots. He did not qualify. He was started in the back. And as always, he'll find himself in the front of the race by the end.
Now, we were watching Coleridge during qualifying. Now, he would come out, and he'd take a half a lap, and then he'd stop before the start-finish and reset. So I don't know what Coleridge was really doing. He didn't post a lap, so I'll give him that.
He didn't want to give anything away.
Yeah. And that guy to his outside right there, Caleb's up 18 spots. So, I mean, these are guys coming up through the field. There's another guy I just now notices up 26 spots in that 27, and that's Coleridge's teammate, Connor Hazel. So
right in front of him, Eric is in 10th spot now, having a good race. Not probably where he wanted to be after getting that outside pole, but he might have struggled a little bit early on, and he may be saving some tires.
Yeah, if we can get the right view, he did put it into the wall pretty early. I don't think it's too bad, but his front right's pushed in pretty decent, so I don't know what that's doing for his truck there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, this is a short track, so maybe it's not terrible. Normally, any body damage on these trucks is going to slow you down.
Now, I've been in the truck and put it in the wall, and it made it go faster. I don't know, maybe that's just me.
I think you were angry and drove harder.
Oh, that's why my tires didn't work. Back up here to the front. I mean, Kyle's just stretching it out. Front row Kyle Nadeau, just keeping it up front.
That's the safe place to be, right?
Until you start getting into that lap traffic, Jerry, and I'm looking at my track map here, and, Kyle's entering one now. Lap traffic's just leaving two, so.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to have to deal with any lap traffic until after he pits, is my guess. Normally, your pit would be about somewhere around 50, 53. We did have a couple yellows, so they could go probably a little longer than that.
So is that the fuel run or the tire run now?
That's fuel. About 53 laps, I believe, plus or minus.
I was curious. Again, I'm not the professional like the other guy that does this, so I didn't hop down and find out what a fuel run before the race started.
Well, I was hoping to get a fuel run in, so I did the math, but didn't happen tonight.
Yeah, it's all right. You're locked in for next week.
One more week, this will kill me.
Yeah, I mean, I think we sent home 5 this week, so pretty strong.
It's good to see all the new drivers. Good to see a bunch of folks interested in running at Cyber. Yeah. Having a 43 truck field is fantastic.
I mean, you can't beat it. It's tough at a place like this. Everybody's on top of each other, but at the same time, where else can you go and have 43 trucks week in and week out?
Absolute ton of fun. Cody looks like he is sliding up the track a little bit now. Maybe those tires have finally said we're kind of done. And we're seeing our first pit. Caleb, it looks like,
I'm not fast enough on these buttons.
It looks like Caleb went in the pits.
There we go. I got him.
So that's lap 48. That's a little bit early. We'll see how they. I don't see any damage on the truck, so I don't think it was incident related.
No, but I'm seeing a second and a half, a little over a second and a half fall off. So he could be just doing that to just a short pit, just to kind of jump and see if that doesn't gain him some track position.
Yeah, I mean, he should still be able to make it on one more pit, but he's kind of limited his options for that, but he should still be able to make it on one more pit.
Yeah, and he comes out, he is a lap down. I'm showing him in 39th currently, so.
Starting here on the radio, we got some guys starting to pit in. And I think Kyle up front maybe catching up a little bit to some traffic.
Yeah, he's right there behind Christian Delgado, so he is catching traffic.
Christian's rocking some damage there, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, looking on my track map now, there's Christian, and then he's got a fairly decent gap before he really catches. But there's a pretty big pack not too far in front of Christian. Let's see if we can get to some of those guys. I mean, these guys are just right there, just coming out of turn 2. Kyle, you saw him there in turn 1. So, it's not too far before Kyle gets into that big giant pack.
Interesting that Kyle doesn't maybe take the opportunity to pit here.
Yeah, we've got a lot of guys on pit lane. Now you got to think, I don't see anybody out of the top 10 going yet, but as soon as they do, you got to think everybody in the top 10's got to go, right?
Absolutely. A little bit of follow the leader. Once somebody does it, they're all going to jump down in there and follow.
Kyle's putting some guys a lap down. Whole bunch of people there's Eric Anderson. So he's the first one out of our top 10 that has jumped to the pits. Oh, that's 2 trucks in one place. That made me, whew. That was a little scary there, Jerry.
Yeah, it is. That pit road's going to get really crowded here. I hear Kyle is coming in. Let's see if we can watch him come in. Make sure he has a clean pit. Oh, yeah. He's got it down. Yeah, Coleridge, I hear, is pitting, so it sounds like a lot. Yeah, it looks like the top 10, pretty much most all of them are pitting if they haven't already.
Yeah, it looks like Christine stayed out, so he's going to get him a bonus point. Got William Kern right behind him, but let's check in on Kyle and see how he does in and out. See if he can hold that lead over Scott. He's got a long way to go to his pit box. That's a long drive when you got to go slow.
Make sure you don't speed.
Both tires. Oh, and we have a caution, Jerry.
Interesting. Those guys that stayed out.
Yeah. What does that...
We talked about Crank Bell. Crank is now in second place.
That's going to mix it up huge. And here it goes again, Jerry. Oh, we got Dalton wrecking under caution. So I've got that one showing up on my timing and scoring, but I don't have the actual caution showing up, which is not cool. And it looks like Dalton got into Ed.
Yeah, right now we've got William Kern in first place, followed by Crank Bell, Dalton Carter, Mark Morton. Now those guys are going to pit, and those guys that didn't pit obviously won't pit. So we'll see how it shakes out after the pit cycle here.
Yeah, because we're showing currently just 16 trucks on the lead lap.
Yeah, that's going to put a lot of cars down.
Yeah.
That caution, the timing of that caution.
Let's see. I'm going to go back to Kyle here because he's one of the first there. Let's see if he gets a wave around. See how many guys come out here. Let's see. William was our leader. So we'll see where William ends up. Let's try this one. Oh, it's making me dizzy. I don't want to watch that one. William's still on pit road. See, Mark's coming out. I know Mark was right there with him. I wonder if William sped.
Looks like that 29 was involved in the caution and claimed that caution. So Looks like it has something to do with the 29 truck.
Well, let's see if we can rewind real far, Jerry. Chris makes these cool. Yep, there it is. Oh, we're getting there.
There we go. Let's see what happens here.
It looks like Joey's going to go to his inside maybe. And he just, yeah, didn't know Joey was there and just turned down. Unfortunately, Paul got caught up in it. Yeah, looks like that's it. Not a big caution. Didn't take out a lot of trucks. All right, I got to get back up. So currently we're showing Chris Dean as the leader. Man, I don't know. Timing and scoring is all funky. I've got one board showing Gary Bowman and another board showing Chris Dean. So we'll see.
I'm showing Chris Dean, followed by Mark Morton, Craig Schroeder, Doug Wysocki, Leroy Coblentz, Gary Bowman, Crank Bell, Matt Kopp, Matthew Croak, and William Kern are your top 10. Guys we were not talking about before the caution. So these are guys that stayed out under the and got lucky with a caution and put a bunch of cars a lap down. Looks like there's 27 cars on the lead lap now.
Yeah, my timing charts are going nuts. So I'm glad yours are
well, that's just different. Yeah, that's what I'm reading. Now we might have some. Yeah, we're going to have some wave arounds here. A bunch of trucks that are.
Yeah, so like these guys, I'm showing Kyle.
Kyle's on the lead lap, but he's 15th. He's going to get a wave around. Remember, he pit.
Yeah.
So it was under green still, so he's going to need a wave around to get back to the group.
Trying to go back here and see where I can see Chris Dean. So probably, I'm going to guess 27th. So yeah. Whew.
A lot of wave arounds.
Half the field's going to get a wave around in a little bitty short amount of time. So well, I'm seeing somebody else crashed here, Jerry. Let's see what this is. Nothing. I don't know why it's showing me that view.
Their computer crashed. They went away.
Yep. Let's just go back to this one. See all these wave arounds coming. And there they go. No, not yet. Says we're 1 to green. Shouldn't they be going around?
Yeah, let's go to Chris Dean.
There's Chris.
He should be our leader. Somebody in front of him.
Oh, there they go. They're going around. They're just not going fast enough.
They're just not really going very fast.
Yeah, you guys better hurry up. Let's get to the guy that was our leader. So he's probably yelling at the guy in front of him, go, hurry up. So they're catching the back of the field.
They are catching the back of the field now.
All right, well, let's get back up here. Man, this mixes it all up.
It does. Makes it exciting. These guys who are in the front now are on fresh tires, whereas someone like Kyle has probably got a lap or two on those tires. Not a lot, but it makes a difference. And now he's going to have to race his way to the front.
Yeah, at speed. I mean, I'm showing Kyle's got 1 extra lap than the leader, so it'll definitely make a difference. I see Paul in the chat. Doesn't look like he's too happy. Paul's your truck done?
As I say, if he's in the chat, he's not happy. He's with me.
Jerry, I got new cameras.
I don't have your camera, so I don't see what you see. I still see the same trucks, but a different view.
I'm sharing my screen, so you can check it out if you want to see it. I'm gonna go up here to Barney though. I've wanted this Barney cam for a while. Finally, Chris let me have it.
Oh yeah, that's a great view right there.
Oh, it looks like a little tire spin on that top row. Yeah, I mean, these are guys that haven't had clean air yet, so it's fun to see who can break out here. Mark's going to challenge instantly.
Yeah, I think that our admin extended that 1 lap for all the wave arounds to get caught up, so that got them all caught up.
Yep, good call. I taught them well. This guy back here in fourth. You know, Crank's ready to get to the front. He's played his way in the back all night. The guy right in front of him, Doug, also been in the back all night. I mean, Doug's up 37 spots right now, so Doug's liking what happened. He likes to see those guys in front of him fighting too. That just pulls him right back up to him.
Absolutely. Let's go to Kyle. He's in 12th place, so he's raced his way up 3 spots already.
3 wide on the outside. Ugh. With his teammate doing it right behind him.
Yeah, those guys are not going to waste any time trying to get back to the front.
No, well, I mean, you see Scott right there right behind Kyle too, and those are the 2 guys that had checked out on the field before that caution came out and trapped everybody in the middle of pit cycle. So those guys are definitely wanting to come to the front as fast as possible. You know, and the guys in front of them, Jerry, we don't know what kind of speed they had. You know, I mean, they were back in the field, back towards the back, just hadn't pit yet. So it just mixes it all up.
Yeah, it does. You know, we haven't really got to talk about some of these guys. 5th place, Craig Schroeder, excuse me. Someone we haven't talked about, but he's there in 5th place. Matt Kopp right behind him, battling, looking for a position.
It's a good-looking truck. I like pink. Tell you what, okay, so I said it in pre-race. You didn't hear it because you were on track, but this guy in the 45, these are my favorite paint jobs of the season. His truck and his cup car. Dalton does some good stuff. Dalton painted those. Dalton's right behind him.
Yep, it's a good-looking truck.
Makes me want some Oreos.
Yeah.
William right behind him. I talked about it earlier again. William left mid of last season. Looks like he put in some work because here he is. You know, I mean, he was running up in the top 10 earlier, and he's back up in the top 10 again. Yeah,
he's having a really good run there. Needs to just settle in a little bit and follow. Looks like he's still trying to gain positions, which is fine, but it's going to be a long run here.
Hopefully.
I don't know if he's trying to get clean air or looking for trying to make a pass.
I mean, he's trying to make a pass. Now, this truck, it says 02, but I've got 41.
41 is correct.
So, Matt, fix your paint. Is that a cow? I think that's a cow.
Kyle up to 11th place.
Making his way through, and you see Scott there coming through the field with him.
Yep, and Cody Meadows coming through with him as well.
Surprised you see Andrew Caldwell in that shot too. I'm surprised Andrew's not, you know, up further just because we're used to seeing him. But he is currently a lap down, is he not? Yeah. So he must have got trapped by that. He's going to have to get his lap back the hard way. I've got Eric as the first truck a lap down. So right there in front of him in that 5 truck. So that's a battle there. Back up to the front. Mark's checked out. Jerry, he's over a second ahead of Christine.
Mark may have just needed some clean air. I'm not sure where he was before all that. I didn't think we were talking about him in the top 10, but now that he's got some clean air, he's got over a second lead on these guys.
Yeah, and I mean, he's only up 12 spots, so he qualified well. But he's definitely out there, and he's running away as much as he can.
Yeah, and he's turning fast laps. He's green to most everybody out there on the track. So it's not a case of guys behind him that are faster just haven't caught him yet. He's turning some fast laps right now.
I want to say Mark maybe had a podium last week. That was so long ago, but I think he might have.
I think that might be right.
Back here, this battle for third. These guys know how to race around each other. They did it all last season, Crank and Doug there. And then you got Craig, new entry to the league this year, battling right there with them. I'm going to go back and look at some of the guys we know just, oh, I saw some stuff back there. Here, let's go back this way a little bit. Some guys we've seen for a long time just mired back here in traffic. Look at them, 3 wide. Ah! And that, who is in that 28?
28 is Brian Dorsey.
Brian's not
go back up to Crank real quick. I think Crank's looking to make a move here.
Yeah, trying to get by Doug. Doug's not an easy pass. Doug's a fast guy. Not.
That 40's looks like he's got some speed. He's just trying to find a place to use it.
Yeah. Hopefully it's not Crank's back bumper.
Yeah, exactly. Crank might have used up his tires because he's got position. He just cannot seem to make that pass hold.
Yeah, I mean, now I know we had caution laps, but we're 20 laps into this run from the time Crank pit last time. So, they're starting to put some. Oh, that slide job was crazy. They're starting to put some heat in him. You can see Doug lifted there. Doug gave him that spot. Didn't want to wreck.
Yeah, but then that gave 40, Craig Schroeder, the opportunity, and he wasted no time.
Yeah, went by both of them. Again, Mark's out here almost 2 seconds. He's just running away. I want to check on the guy that was leading, Kyle. I mean, it's going to use up your tires trying to fight through everybody. So can Kyle get all the way back up there?
Yeah, we've got Kyle followed by Dalton and then Scott and Cody. So these were the guys that were running up front. Dalton mixed in there prior to that caution.
And now they're just now breaking the top 10.
So this will be interesting, Mike. Do you now run it out of fuel and go extra laps in case there's a caution, or do you go ahead and stick to your original plan and maybe pit at 100?
Well, those guys that got caught or almost caught are going to be, they're going to be gun shy. They're going to be a little scared to pit early.
So yeah, I think so. I think I would be as well.
Yeah, if I were one of them, I'd definitely want to stay out. But man, these guys up front, Christine, Craig. I mean, especially I think if I was Craig, just the way my mind thinks, I think I'm going to try to short pit it and jump up and try to get as much of that new tire as I can. You know what I mean? He's obviously got speed. He passed Crank. He's chasing down Chris. Just try to get that a little bit of advantage of new tires. And
so I'm showing him 24 laps in. We've got probably 20 laps to the pit window. So he could technically pit at like 44 and then run 50 his last stint. So he could short pit this and gain some position like you talked about.
Yeah, I mean, somebody's gotta. You got to take a risk. You can't just, ride around, 2.5 seconds back and not try to go for that win. I'm not saying
you can't win if you follow.
Right. Yeah. Look at
Matthew Kopp.
Yeah, Kyle's up here pushing for 7th. Bringing Scott right with him, like you talked about.
And bringing Dalton with him, too, in 10th place. Good to see him having a good run.
Yeah. Somebody put some milk with his Oreos. I don't know what to say about that.
Cody Meadows showing some patience here, just running behind these guys.
I don't know. Look at Dalton's back spoiler. Is Cody showing some patience? Get back here to Leroy, Joey. I mean, all these guys just mired in traffic. And they're, 14 seconds behind the leader, 9 seconds behind the leader here for Gary, so just trying to fight their way forward. Looks like, I don't know, Crank is, looks like he was changing his line. It looks like he's a little faster now, so he's pushing. He's trying to get back to that 3rd spot.
Yeah, he was running down low underneath Doug for, 3-4 laps. Probably got his tires pretty warmed up. He might have been able to cool them down a little bit and pick up some pace again.
Yeah, Jared, I'll tell you, the fastest guy on the track is this 97. So we'll...
Not surprising, running his way through the field. I know it seems like you may use your tires up, but you probably start a little bit slower. You bring them up to temperature a little bit slower. And if you treat them right, that'll make them last longer.
Let's ride around with Kyle trying to make this pass. And you can see the guys in front of him. So, it's tantalizing. You want to go get them, but you got to be patient. Man, look at Crank up there with that late entry. Looks like Kyle made the pass there.
Yeah, that late entry allows him to get on the throttle just a little bit earlier.
You see it again. And then try to dive under. We're riding with crank now, by the way.
Yep, that just allows him to get on the throttle a little bit earlier, a little bit harder.
Yeah, you see Craig go in, crank just slows down, and then, man, so bumpy in 1 and 2, and then be able to drive out. But you got to make it work. I mean, you've got to make that run to where you can get by him. It does you no good to get next to him.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. It's a great run while you got clean air, but then can he make this pass stick?
Let's get to a better camera here, camera guy, and we'll see. Okay, there we go. He should have position going into 1 here. He kind of ran him high going in.
Yeah, but what? Oh, yellow flag's out.
I got it this time. Something. I seen it on my timing and scoring. Where'd it go? Well, it looks like Paul's back out.
Well, I'm sure everybody's going to pit, but
Yeah.
it'll be interesting because I don't think they can make it the rest of the way without another pit.
Can't do 60, huh?
I don't think so. Which leaves guys with, do you pit midway, halfway? That's going to be fastest.
Yeah.
Or do you just splash at the end? And I think with the way the cautions have been coming, you go to the end and just splash so you don't risk getting caught a lap down.
Yeah, let's go back and see what brought out this caution, Jer. Oh, why does it keep doing that to me? Don't know why it's giving me this view. Here, let's try this one. Nope. I'm gonna try it again, Jerry. Different camera. There we go. So you see Leroy and Christian there. Christian's just kind of pushing up. Ugh. Maybe their back tires hit, made Leroy jump like that.
Wow, I don't know if that was net coat or just rubber on rubber.
Yeah, that was odd. All right. Looks like Mark stayed out.
Almost looked like an open wheel type of contact.
See that? Mark stayed out. What are you doing, Mark? I mean, most of these guys are on pit lane, on and off pit lane.
Well, looks like we had
8, 9. Well,
several that stayed out.
Yeah, so, well,
No, maybe
okay.
2.
Yep, 2. So it looks like Mark and then Scott. Nope, Chris. The wrong Chris.
Chris Harefield.
Yeah, in the right
Mark
Chris's
Morton
number.
Did not pit.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'll pull in this time. I wonder if that was just a late pit open.
Yeah, well, Chris is in the pits, so Mark is still out. That seems, Mark, what are you doing? I don't know what to say. Jerry, I don't know why. I mean, he's 36 laps on these tires. You know, like you said, the fuel runs 50, so, you know, he doesn't have but, 15 laps left of fuel.
Yeah, I don't know. The only thing I could think of was the pit just opened maybe a little bit late, but I would have thought he'd have gone in the second time.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to put this guy up. He had a pretty good pit stop. Crank up to 7.
Yeah, those guys we're seeing in front of him are a lap down. So if Mark does not go in, they're going to have to go to the back.
And I don't see him pitting. I mean, here we go by pit entry again. So he's not coming in, Jer.
This is going to be a little bit of scary start here.
Yeah. Old tires, you taking the inside or the outside?
If it were me and I was that old, I'd probably just take the outside and get out of everybody's way.
Yeah. You and I don't race the same as everybody else. That puts Crank on the outside. That's where he wants to be.
Yeah, Crank's. So we go on green. Crank just needs to be behind the front bumper of the leader on green, but he can be in front of him at the start finish. So Crank does not need to wait on those slow tires.
Gotcha. He definitely wants to be in front of him before turn 1.
Yeah, who you don't want to be here is Chris
guy.
Dean, Kyle Nadeau,
Yep.
Doug Wasaki. Those guys are going to be on the inside. We have to stay nose to tail until the start finish. Although if the leader spins his tires, you can go around him.
I tell you, here's another interesting one. That number 3 truck. I'm only showing him 7 seconds in the pits. Oh, so is Crank. So these guys, did they take 2? They had to take 2, right?
Wow, that's another crazy call.
Yeah, especially, I mean, these guys were already up front. So,
Oh, Mark, I just heard Mark over the radio. He only has one more set of tires left, and he did not want to burn them up.
better hang on, bud.
Best thing he could do is get past that start finish and pull down low and let people go, but
Yeah.
it's racing. He doesn't have to.
Yeah.
Just needs to make sure he holds his line.
So they're about to come through 3 and 4 here. The lights are out. This is going to get crazy, Jerry.
Yes, it is. So we've got 2 cars on the outside that only took 2 tires, we think.
Yeah, I mean, Pace truck's in. I know you guys can't see it. Here they come into view. Yeah, and you can see that bottom line looks like he just spun his tires. You see Christine just get right on his butt, and they're 3 wide going into 1.
Yep, and it looked like Dalton's also got loose. Crank got a little loose. Dalton got loose with those 2 tires.
Yeah, that actually
3 wide.
That actually worked out for
4
Chris.
wide.
Yeah, that's craziness back here. Oh, hang on. Everybody trying to get everything they can right now.
Well, it's a little crazy, but on the other hand, you know that you've got some cars back there on 2 and 4 old tires. The sooner you can get in front of them, the more time you can put between yourself and everybody else.
Are we seeing double? What's that say? That says lows. Second place says lows. So it's going to be the battle of the lows again.
Battle of the lows. Kyle's made his way up to second.
Yep, and these guys
Christine in first.
These guys seem to find each other every race when they race together. It's always the lows trucks next to each other. So that should be a pretty good fun battle. Scott's just followed Kyle on up. He's up there to third. See Crank with those 2 tires. I don't know if that was the right call there.
Caution, caution, caution.
Yeah. Looks like this was should be.
So this is going to be a little interesting as well. I think they're now in the pit window. I think you're going to see guys come in. What I don't know is someone like Kyle or those that have taken 4 tires, do they take fresh tires or not? Only have 7 laps on these.
Yeah, I don't know the call. I mean, shoot, I don't know.
It comes down to whether you think there's going to be another caution and you want to save some tires for the end or not.
Yeah, I think I would. I mean, man, I think I would just hop in and take fuel.
I think I would as well.
All right, looks like
given how the race has gone.
Look like this one might be a big one. I'm trying to get back to the beginning of it here. Holy cow, there's a lot of red on my screen here. Let's go right here and see if this is. See what we get here, Jer. Looks like there was already. Oh, it's already happening in front of them. Holy cow.
Looks like the 57 got into the wall. A little sideways there, maybe a little help into traffic, into the wall, turns the truck sideways, and that just causes havoc.
Mayhem in front of everybody. Yeah, look at everybody just coming in. Eric sideways. Holy cow. Gained for it. They're just, wow. It's just piling.
A lot of trucks involved in that.
Yeah, nowhere to go. All right, let's see. Pit lane should be open this time. So what are these guys going to do? Nope, first 2 aren't coming in.
So it may be that with this caution, they think they can save enough fuel. They're obviously, you go in, drop into that 97 truck. I bet you don't even hear the motor.
Well, let's see if I can figure out how to do that. We'll get to the 97. See, I've got too many cameras now.
Yeah, he's coasting.
Watching it, yep. And there you go. You heard him fire it up and back in. So, yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they're saving enough fuel they can make the rest of this race then without having to pit again.
Yeah, I mean,
and save a set of tires.
I'm seeing, oh, come on. I'm seeing some guys on pit lane.
A lot of guys with damage we
Yep.
saw from that wreck. So
Yeah, look at all. I mean, there's quite a few trucks, but look at all those front ends. They're all wrinkly.
hey, there's mine in front. Looks pretty good.
Does that mean you're gonna get back out there? It does look
No,
pretty good. Oh, your motor's done. I forgot.
I'm yeah. They fixed it, but I was actually running over a second off pace, so I was just going to be in everybody's way.
Well, at least you're not last. I
You
mean, that's,
sure?
yeah, Jacob Bowen, 43rd. You're 42nd.
Wow. All right.
Gain
I'm
a
not
spot.
last.
Not last.
All right. So after this little yellow and a bunch of pits and everybody, we've got Chris Dean in first, Kyle Nadeau in second, Scott Clemens Baker third, Crank Bell having a great race up 25 spots in fourth, Doug Wysocki also having a great race up 35 spots. In sixth place, Mark Morton, followed by Craig Schroeder, up 16 spots to seventh place. Cody Meadows up 30 spots to eighth. Dalton Carter having a great run tonight, up 26 spots to ninth. William Kern up 8 spots to 10th, also having a great run. Coleridge, we talked about, was back in the back, started, didn't qualify. He's up to 11th. Connor Hazel, Matt Kopp, Caleb Ellswick, our first Toyota, in 14th place. Group of Toyotas here, Gary Bowman, Chris Harefield, followed by Brian Dorsey, Andrew Caldwell, Joey Sines, and Leroy Coblentz makes out your top 20.
Man, this is gonna get crazy. I'm pretty excited. Lows and lows on the front row. They both took 4 tires that last pit stop. You know, this is I mean, Kyle worked his way back up there from getting caught on that caution on that pit stop. So
Yeah. Crank Bell in fourth. Remember, he only took 2 tires, and he's making it stick.
yeah, and then Mark, I mean, they're in sixth outside, you know, that yellow truck and the third truck in the top lane. He didn't take any tires. He didn't pit because he didn't have an extra set. So
Yep. Mark's still in a little bit of trouble, though, because we know he's going to have to pit for fuel, and I'm not sure these guys in front of him need to pit again.
well, Chris fired off good. That bottom lane made good headway. Oh, Scott's going to put him 3 wide for the lead. Well, it's going to take the pass, not 3 wide. You know, Scott would love to get out there and get in front of Kyle and be able to stretch it out with that fresh air.
Ooh, that
Here we go, 3 wide.
Kyle's going to have to back out a little bit to keep it on the bottom of the track.
That's going to cost him some spots, too. Oh, these guys are ultra aggressive right now, Jer.
Yeah, that's not going to help those tires come in. Crank lug gets a little bit loose on those old tires. It looked like he might have had a little scrape with the wall.
Yeah, he's dropping back a little bit. Got Cody to his inside.
I think Kyle's going to settle down now, let his tires get up to temp, and then make a run probably after things settle down just a little bit.
You know, the guy right in front of him there, he's known for that too. Doug's nice and patient. He's not going to push the issue. He's probably doing the same thing, just running a nice line, let these guys tear their tires off, and then he's going to come get it.
Yeah, we have 45 laps left, so it's not a sprint here. Although some of the times I think these guys think it's always a sprint.
It is always a sprint. That's what I think every time we race.
Oh, little contact. I think Kyle may have slid up just a bit there.
Into Doug, and Cody's going to
And
put it
Cody, yeah, Cody's saying, I'll take that.
Yeah, if you look at the front of Kyle's truck, he's just got a tad bit of damage, not a lot. There was definitely had to be some contact there, just a little bit. And see, this guy's not going to be patient at all. See Crank with those 2 tires. He's dropped all the way back to 8th. Mark,
Crank's dropped back to 8th. Dalton Carter has dropped back to 18th
yeah, look at Mark.
on his old tires.
I'll say Mark didn't change any, and you just see him getting passed inside, outside.
Oh, wreck ahead. Crank gets turned. He's into the wall.
Oh, no.
Looks like some contact with the back of Crank's truck that put Crank into the wall hard.
Oof. Well, rewind here, Jerry, and see if we can. Looked like Caleb maybe slid up
It's like
into him.
Caleb just going into the corner hot and slid up a little.
Seems like that's always the story of Crank is somebody
Wrong
else does
place,
it. Yep.
wrong time.
I know I've been the guy that done that to Crank before. So.
If you're Mark, do you pit here and take your tires?
40 to go. Heck yeah, I do.
I do, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, you saw we showed it there for a second. You saw what happens on those old tires.
Yep, we got 40 laps left. It's enough for him to make up some spots. If he doesn't do it now, he's really going to be in trouble later on.
Yep, and you called it. He's going on the pit road right now. And those guys, I mean, again, it was under caution, but they're 20 laps into their tires now. So this could give them somewhat of an advantage.
Yeah, it really would be interesting to see where he comes out of the pits here.
Yeah, so far it looks like 15 or so didn't pit. So come out.
Well, there's some more in the back that are going to come around that haven't pit. So
let's see. I mean, Christian's Andy's the last one I'm showing that hasn't pit. Christian right there is a lap down. These guys are also.
Yeah, I was gonna say Dave Gainforth. I don't know where they're at on the track, but
yeah. Comes Dave flying around. So he marks out, showing him currently in 18th. We'll have to see when he cycles around to make sure that's where he goes. But
yeah, 18th isn't too bad. He lost what, maybe 5 spots at the most.
Yeah, and I'm looking. He's Caleb Elswick. Shoot, Craig. Yeah, my timing and scoring gets all messed up during these pits.
Yeah, and he's going to be him, Craig, Ed, Mark. Those guys are all going to be the first ones on fresh tires.
Yeah, so I'm showing. Yeah, Craig's the first one is the one I see is on fresh tires. So right there at 16th. Yep.
And he's starting 16th. He's got plenty of time to come up through the field.
Just got to be patient. Even though those last, what do we got? 30-something to go, 28 to go?
Yeah, now the guys in front, interesting, the guys in front of Craig, we were talking about him. The 3 guys in front, Joey Sainz, Chris Wheeler, Andy Cork, they pit on lap 98. So they've got about 10 lap older tires. Everybody from 12th up pit on lap 90. So they're going to have about 20 lap older tires.
Yeah.
This is going to make for an exciting last stint here, last 30 laps, and make for some real interesting decisions if we get a yellow in the last 5 laps.
Yeah, I mean, these guys up front still have a set of tires, though, right?
They do, but I don't know that I would want to lose that much track position. We've still got 24 cars on the lead lap.
Yeah, so, okay, let's devil's advocate. You got 39 to go here. We're going to go green with, 38 to go? Let's say we run, 20 laps, right? So that leaves you 18 to go. You're going to go green with 15 to go. Do you take tires?
Depends on where I'm at. If I'm in the top 5, I stay out. If I'm 10th or lower, I get tires.
So it's a crapshoot at this point. Let's see what happens. I'm excited. There's a guy that, man, I don't know about you, but whenever I look down on my relative and go, oh, Coleridge is coming, that's kind of the voice I use.
That's exactly right. But I usually don't have to worry about it because it's only like 2 laps and he's gone.
Yeah. I know I'm in trouble because I look down and I go, oh, well, that guy's going to pass me.
And it's like, where was he all race?
Yep. It's one of those guys I just kind of keep my eye on. Now, that 8 truck is going to be super aggressive on this restart.
Last year's champion.
Yeah. I've been in the room with him. I've had to tell him to calm down. I'm not there, so I'm sorry, guys. I can't help you out.
I think you taught him well. I think he's learning.
No.
Lights are out. I think we're going to go green. Older tires. Let's see if anybody spins them here on the start.
Both the trucks look pretty straight. Neither one of them wiggled there in the front row.
Nah, nice, good start.
Man, that bottom lane is so bouncy. Chris got a good run through 1 and 2. Gonna hold Cody down there. Kyle's just waiting for a spot to open up. Scott's gonna stretch it out as much as he can.
So what Cody needs to be careful of is just not burning up his tires trying to make a pass right now.
Yeah, and to go back to those two guys, those are two of the more aggressive guys we have out here, Christine and Cody Meadows. So those guys are going to lean on each other as much as they can. Kyle's going to take advantage of that. Tell you what, right behind Kyle, sneaky, sneaky. These two guys, teammates, have been right by each other the whole time. Now we're setting 5th and 6th with Connor and Coleridge, so I'd watch out for those two.
Behind him, Doug Wasaki, we talked about him just kind of being patient, finding himself in 7th position with last stint here.
Yeah, our short track specialist, Andrew Caldwell, just all of a sudden, you know, he was a lap down at one point, so here he is coming to the front when it counts. And then I say Chris, but it's the wrong Chris, but it's the right Chris. They're in that 32. Wrong number, right Chris. Look at William in 10th. It's nice to see.
Mark Morton back there already up. I think he was up to 13th spot, and he is rolling.
Yeah, as I was saying, Craig's the other guy with new tires right there, so they're just following each other through on that bottom line. It'd be cool to see these two, I'm going to call them new guys, rookies, get their way back up to the front and battle it out. I mean, you know, we're getting down to it. It's time to go, Jerry. You can't wait anymore. You know,
no, it is time to go.
We're down to 32 to go. It's time to get after it.
Ooh, a little bit of sliding up the track there.
See, Kyle made it around Cody for 3rd.
Yeah, Kyle's seeing Scott Clemens Baker up there starting to pull away, and I think Kyle's saying, I want to be patient, but I can't wait too long.
I don't know what happened, but I saw Doug had an off track there, and I heard somebody in the grass, so he dropped back here quite a bit. Look at this guy in 5th. Yeah, and you know those guys they see him coming in their relative, and they're like, I got to go. I got to go right now.
Meanwhile, Craig and Mark continue to make hay here with Craig up to 7th, Mark up to 8th now. Those fresh tires really, really helping them out.
Yeah, and they have enough time, you know, patient get through these cars. They have enough time to get back up to the front. Andrew's coming with him too. How many laps is... Oh, Andrew's on the same cycle as the front runners, so we'll see if he can make his way forward. Chris is kind of stretching out over Kyle, so those top two are kind of starting to break away. Scott's got almost a 2nd lead, so he's just looking back going, guys, don't catch me. No more cautions. Let's get it done.
Yeah, Scott's, I think, a guy who's saying no more cautions. Let's just rock and roll.
I don't know why I get 31st on here. I don't know how to do it properly, but you can see that gap there between 1st and 2nd. And it's just growing, sure.
Meanwhile, that old number 40 is trying to make a move on Coleridge.
Yeah, and with those new tires, you should be able to.
Yep.
Slide. Call that the slide job.
He's not going to wait to keep on trying to charge forward. Mark Morton right behind him, coming with him.
Yep, and that's what these guys have to do with these fresh tires is you have to use them while you can. Oh, little. A little slide there from
Interesting.
Craig.
Yeah, Coleridge saying, "I don't care if you have fresh tires.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you earn this spot."
Yeah. Coleridge, it looks like he's going to hold him up there, try to pin him behind Cody and get by. I don't know if he'll be able to do it. Yeah, you can see that 24 just had more of that middle turn grip. Oh, Cody's in
Oh,
the
Cody
wall.
Meadows in the wall. That's gonna hurt.
Yeah, he's pretty good at putting it in the wall.
You can do that in the dirt and not hurt things.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't look like it hurt it too bad. He's still fighting with Coleridge, and anytime you can do that, you know you're doing pretty good. Back up here. Whew. Kyle coming back for that second. Sees those fresh tires coming and he knows you got to go.
Yeah, but he also needs to be careful not to burn his tires up trying to make that pass.
Yeah. The problem is I don't, once Craig gets his shot, I don't think either one of these guys can do anything with him. Just those tires mean so much.
Yep. Kyle's got enough to get up beside him, but just not enough to make that pass hold.
Yeah.
Craig, on the other hand, yeah, as you can see with those fresh tires, can just stick it. Once he gets beside him, he's gone.
Yeah.
Let's see if Mark Morton can do the same thing.
Yeah, their speed mid-turn, Mark's running that high line, but their speed in the middle of the turn, their grip in the middle of the turn just shows tremendously. It looks like that lap truck kind of checked it up a little. Doing what he's supposed to do, riding the high side, staying out of the way, but Scott's out here. 1.5, almost 2-second lead, Jer. So Scott's just relaxing at this point, probably saving his tires a little.
That hopefully he's saving them a little bit, but yeah, this battle for fourth, fifth, third, fourth, fifth is crazy. You got the two new tires in the back side by side. That they're not helping themselves by doing that.
Yeah, that's not what I would want to do on two new tires. I'd definitely want to just stay nose to tail and try to go through the field following each other.
Yeah, but Kyle's not making it easy on him, and I think that Mark maybe got tired of following Craig and said, "Let me give it a try."
Yeah, and I mean these guys are, we're 20 laps into this run with 19 to go, so they're starting to show some wear on their tires too. And if they push that hard to get up here, we'll see how much juice they actually have left in those, or what do we say, good in the good years, right?
So, there you go.
Did they use up
now
all
that we've
good?
settled down just a little bit, real quick, your top 10, Scott Clemens Baker, followed by Chris Dean, Kyle Nadeau, Mark Morton, Craig Schroeder. We've been talking about those guys in the top 5. Sixth place, Coleridge, followed by Cody Meadows, Connor Hazel, and Chris Harefield battling it out for that 8th place, followed by Gary Bowman in 10th, Caleb Ellswick in 11th.
Back up to this battle to see these 4 guys right here, I think, is where the fun's going to come, Jared.
Yeah, these guys, Kyle and some of those guys got hurt with being lapped down and the yellow coming out, made their way back to the front. Some of these guys, like Mark Morton, Craig Schroeder, we weren't talking about early in the race, but once they found themselves out front, they are not giving it up.
Yeah. I really wonder with these two guys if they did burn up their tires just trying to get to this spot, because it doesn't look like they're advancing on Kyle and Chris anymore. Oh, we got a caution, Jerry. 16 to go, just like I said.
Ooh, 16 to go, so we'll see who takes tires and who doesn't.
Man, so, okay, these two guys right here that we've got on screen right now, Chris and Kyle, are you coming in or no?
I'm not. I'm going to stick it out. I don't want to give up track position.
The two guys aren't behind them. They don't have any more tires. I think, let's say I'm 7th place, Cody Meadows, 8th place, Chris. I think I'm coming in at that point. All right, these
10th on, I'm definitely coming in. So do you take 2 or 4?
Oh, I'm getting 4. Give me all 4 of them.
Me too.
Okay, let's see what happened. I'm showing John Ross. So let's see, John's here on the bottom, the 0240 something. I'm just trying to work their way around lap traffic, and it didn't work very well.
These tires, when they get old, they get a little bit cranky, a little slick.
All right, so there we go. All three of the first three are on pit lane.
So Mark Morton, Craig Schroeder, Gary Bowman, Caleb Ellswick, Dave Gainforth, Ed Jurgen, and Crank Bell did not pit.
Did not pit.
Those are your guys who did not pit, whether they don't have tires or want track position. I don't know, but let's see.
Cody Meadows took 2. Christine took 2. Man, so many different strategies here.
Dalton Carter took 2.
Dalton Carter stopped. Did he even take tires? It was 5.3 seconds.
He took 2 tires.
That's pretty fast. Ed Jurgen, 4.9 seconds.
I'm
that was 28 laps
6
ago.
and,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can tell my timing and scoring is a little wonky tonight. But
Your computer's on drugs.
Oh, well, now that I know. That does put Mark up the front here, Mark and Craig. So, I mean.
All right, we're going to go with what, 11, probably 11 laps to go?
Yeah.
11, 12, something around there. We've got the top 7 cars.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
On
7.
old tires. And then 8th on fresh tires with 26 cars still on the lead lap.
Yeah. Whew. So, okay. So it looks like Cody Meadows took 2, and then Christine probably took 4 because I've got him at 13.9 seconds. So, yeah, Cody Meadows is probably the only 2-tire guy up here, and then it's 4 all behind him. So if I'm those front 2, man, I just want to run away. I mean, 10 to go. It's the right call. I mean, they probably didn't have tires anyway, but your best friends are the 5, 6 guys in between you and the fresh tires. Right
exactly. Now. I think the best thing they could do is get nose to tail and put some time between them and the guys behind them as much as they can. If they battle it out, they're just going to be shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, they're definitely in trouble. But then at the, I mean, Jerry, it's 11, 10 to go. Who checks their ego and decides to run second?
Yeah, that's the hard part. But the problem is, if neither one of them do and they go side by side, then they're both going to end up, somewhere in the back of the field. Whereas if somebody will, as you say, if they'll check their ego and just get nose to tail, they might be able to get their first, second out of this.
This is going to get...
Does anybody spin their tires on the restart? Excuse me, on the restart?
I mean, they're 30 laps in, so you could. I mean, I don't know these guys well enough to know, how much experience they have. So your guess is as good as mine. The dangerous spot to spin tires, is going to be back here with like Dave and Ed.
Yeah,
you're gonna have,
or Cody Meadows, who has 2
tires. Yeah,
tires.
Because you're going to have all these fresh tires just breathing down your neck, and if you spin your tires here, I mean, that's going to...
Yeah, and we know Crank and Ed have both had, some pretty heavy damage.
Yeah, so...
I don't know if they've got engine problems, if that's going to affect... if that's going to affect their time here.
Man, we're going to go green with 10 to go. A whole bunch of different tire strategies.
The action's going to be about 6-8 rows deep.
Yeah, this is going to get nuts. Let's see if we can find a good camera here. That one won't be that bad, Jerry. Let's see. That one should show us a bunch of stuff. Mark's kind of way out there to the front. Oh, looked like the top row kind of spun his tires a little.
Yeah, it looks like Ed's struggling with that broken truck.
Yeah,
and they're 3 wide back there. Cody Meadows getting sideways. A little bounce. 4 wide. Kyle looks like he's banging doors.
There's too much action to look at here. Oh, Cody's having to check up for Dave. Scott's telling him to hurry up. He's got to go. Look at that. Holy cow. Crank in the middle of a 4 wide.
Kyle trying to go down low to make it make some time up here.
Yeah. Mark's just running his way as much as he can, but look at that guy in 4th. He's coming.
Yep.
Yeah, there he goes for second. And here's just the gaggle of new tires, two tires, just trying to get to the front as fast as they can. 8 to go, Jerry.
Cody Meadows, 2 tires. Scott Clemens Baker, the first one on 4 tires.
And
look at the difference.
Look at the guy in the front.
There we go. Can Coleridge now check out before these guys with new tires can catch up?
Yeah, if anybody on old tires can hold these guys off, that'll be that guy. But I don't know. These guys, I mean, they just got a huge run. And you see the 40 got into the wall there, and that checked everybody up. Oh, 3 wide going into 1.
Yeah, if you're a Coleridge, you do not want a yellow now.
No. No, I mean, he's got a second lead, but Cody is coming. Cody Meadows is coming. Scott Clemens Baker is coming. Kyle's coming. So you just got to go. See, and this could mess these guys up. They try to get side by side. That's going to, handle it to Coleridge. Let them stretch it out.
Now, with these fresh tires, I would think even side by side, they'd be able to make some time on Coleridge, but it does not seem to be the case so far.
Yeah. I mean, let's not forget Coleridge is a past champion in this series, so he knows how to drive these trucks.
Absolutely. He knows how to drive everything.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Coleridge, you get a go-kart from now on. Christine back here in 6th. Big old gaggle of trucks back here.
Craig Schroeder down to 13th now. Those old tires just are not working.
Yeah, Mark down to 11th. I mean, but they didn't really have a choice there.
No.
Coleridge over a second lead, so he likes what he sees in his mirror with those guys 2 wide back there fighting. 4 to go, Jerry.
Cody Meadows making the 2-tire
caution.
Oh, no.
Overtime.
That is not what Coleridge wanted.
Not what Coleridge wanted at all. Let's see if we can see what happened here. Well, I'm seeing a lot of red here, but I got to find where it started. It looks like somewhere in here. Let's go see what we see. Looks like Joey gets loose on the outside. Yep. And just starts collecting a bunch of people.
Oh, and just the collisions continue.
Yeah.
This was not what Coleridge wanted to see.
No, but it's what we wanted to see because this is going to be fun now.
Now, Coleridge does have the advantage of being able to start the race, and it is only a green-white checker.
Yeah, but, I mean, you've got to hold off super aggressive, super steady, and super aggressive there. So.
But we only have one green-white green-white checker, so if Coleridge can get a jump and get a quick yellow, he can win the race.
Over. Yeah.
So we've got Coleridge in first, Cody Meadows, Kyle Nadeau, Scott Baker, Chris Harefield in 5th, Chris Dean in 6th, Andrew Caldwell, haven't talked about him a lot of the race, up to 7th, Connor Hazel 8th, William Kern having a great run in 9th, and Gary Bowman in 10th.
Yeah, these guys are, and I'm looking, I mean, the oldest tires there is Gary in 10th. Everybody else, came in on the top 12 besides Gary, so the top 11 trucks there all came in on that last time. 14 laps on their tires, so.
Oh, my idea of staying out if you were in the top 5 was a bad call.
Yeah, I just noticed that it just hit me. Coleridge only has 14 laps on these tires.
Yep.
So yeah, these guys, I mean, Cody Meadows has got, he's on just 2 tires. These guys have got a big battle there trying to get by Coleridge on fresh tires.
Oh yeah, you're right. For some reason I was like you. I was thinking Coleridge was on older tires, but
yeah.
They're in trouble then. Yeah, he knows how to hold a lead.
He does. Of course, Cody Meadows knows how to wreck people from the lead. So we'll see what happens here.
Yeah.
Are the lights out, Jer? Yeah, too wide, so we're about to go back to it. I'm just going to leave. I like this camera now. I can see more of the track. These guys better tighten it up here. It looks like a pretty big gap back there, doesn't it?
Yeah, we've.
Oh, the lights are back on.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're not going green yet, so.
Is that 46 going to run out of fuel? Is anybody close? No, I mean, they had to take fuel. Hopefully they took enough for overtime, right?
Absolutely. Coleridge called out the bottom. He's going to stay on the bottom for this restart.
Eighth caution of the night, Jerry. That's not, I mean, that's, I know it's a lot, but that's not terrible for 43 trucks starting this race.
Not terrible. It's more than I thought. I mean, the track is not really that difficult. It does get a little slippy, late in the race. I think there was just some folks pushing it a little bit harder than maybe they needed to.
Something to think about. Our caution trackers a lot more strict this season with 8 cautions. I mean, some guys are going to come out of here with some points.
Yeah, I was. Believe me, that thought crossed my mind earlier in the race when I was like, "All right, I hope these get a little cleaner."
Yeah.
This is my second time I've been wrecked out of the race.
Yep, and that's why we tighten that caution tracker. And for those of you that don't know, our caution tracker, anytime you claim a caution, you get a certain amount of points. You get to a certain amount of points on that caution tracker, and then you have to sit a race. So there's incentive there not to cause these cautions, or to be a little more patient and give some room when you really don't want to. So we're trying to see if we can't eliminate some of these races with a lot of cautions. I don't know that it worked tonight, Jerry.
No, it's early in the season. Seems like every season they start out a little bit rough. We kind of weed out, if you will, some of the folks who maybe struggle a little bit more than others. And usually by about mid-season, maybe third of the way in through the season, we have some really good green runs. Getting ready to go green here.
There, everybody's tightened up now. Looks like that 8 got a pretty good jump on the outside. Oh, Scott Clemens Baker. Not waiting.
Coleridge got a good run. He got clear. Let's see if he goes up. Yep, he's going to go up and use all that room.
Cody's going to try to cross him over, but I don't know with those 2 tires he can hold that mid-corner speed.
I don't think so either, especially with getting pressure from behind.
So we are the white flag, so the race will be official now. Oh, I guess we only had one green-white checkered, so it's official anyway, but we will finish under green here. Kyle going under for second. Coleridge is checked out, so let's look back
Kyle
here.
With that late move to try and take second. See if he can make it stick coming here to the green.
Looks like it's going to be Cody and Kyle. So Cody finishes. Looks like there's some wrecks there at the end. That's for the admin to figure out. Oh. Coleridge takes the win. Cody second, Kyle in third. Try to get him up here. That was a pretty good finish, Jerry.
That was a good finish. That was a lot of fun.
Got too many channels. I can't find these guys.
Let me take care of that. You can start the interview.
Bringing in Coleridge, coming from the back to the front. Coleridge, what were you thinking there when that green-white checkered come out? Were you worried?
Yes, very.
Now you had those tires. You pit with everybody else. We're showing 20 to the end there, that 20-lap run. But I mean, Cody Meadows right behind you, Kyle right behind you. That was a pretty exciting finish. How was your race getting through the field?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm still catching my breath. That was a very exciting race to be in driver-wise. There was a lot of clean racing happening on the track tonight. It was really nice to come out here and run with these guys. I kind of had a few seasons off running the truck, so to run with these guys clean racing, very close racing. I ran door to door with a lot of guys. But yeah, near the end, I knew I didn't have a short run car, so I had to break out on the restarts to get away from them. If I could do that, I knew I could pace them in the runs. But yeah, it all came together in the end.
Yeah, we were talking about it. That's what you like to see in your rearview mirror is them side by side on that last run. So good job, Coleridge. It was fun to watch you come from the back to the front. Hey, I'm going to turn it over to you, let you give your shout outs and thank yous.
Thanks. Yeah, shout out to, I think it's Down and Out Paints. It's first time up here in the booth with them. So thanks to them and everything they do for this league. Thank you, Mike, for the broadcast. Want to thank all the drivers out here for putting on such a good race, clean race. Want to thank my team, Pro Rev. Want to thank the paint that's on here. It's a kind of a mixed scheme between this and the Cup Series. So want to thank Connor to making this great paint scheme. Want to thank friends and family and everybody watching. I'm super pumped right now. I don't know what to even say.
That's awesome. It's awesome to hear that you're that excited, Coleridge. Go. We're going to send you back down there to your team. Go celebrate. Do some more donuts. Hit somebody with your truck. But good job, man. That was good to see.
Thank you.
All right, Jerry, I'm going to pull in second place Cody Meadows here. I think you got him.
Cody, man, congratulations. How are you feeling with that second place?
Oh man, pretty good, surprisingly.
You had a little strategy call there late in the race. I think you only took 2 tires that last pit. Is that right?
10-4, buddy.
What was the thought there?
Gain as many positions as I possibly could in the pits.
It worked for you. You were able to hold him off. Then Kyle looked like that last lap was really pushing to make a run. What were you trying to do to keep him off there?
Really, nothing at all. I know he was quick the entire night. I just wanted to finish pretty much, and going from 38th to second, I'll take it.
Yeah, that's a great finish for you here. I know you struggled during qualifying, making it up to second. That is a great finish. That'll help you a bunch in points. You looking to make another championship run here?
Sure, give it a run.
Awesome. I'm going to turn the floor over to you, let you say hi, thank you to anybody you need to.
My teammates, obviously over at WTF, they're having a blast with them. Everything to do with cyber. Oh my God! 1 second, I don't remember something.
It's all good, man. Take your time.
Best interview in the business, Cody.
Dude, cut me some slack, man. I'm nervous after that freaking finish.
Tell you what, you make some notes, and we'll talk to you next week.
Gotcha. Down and Out. There you go.
There we go. Down and Out Paint Shop, the sponsor for the race tonight.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to that. Sorry, guys, but thanks for sponsoring this series.
It's all good, man. I love to see somebody who's really excited about the win. You bring a lot of emotion to your racing, and I love it. So nothing wrong with that, man. Anybody else you want to say anything to?
All my friends that are watching at home, I made more friends in the past few months than I've had and throughout, so everybody.
Awesome, dude. All right, I'm going to let you go, get back to your teammates and celebrate. Hey, we'll look forward to maybe seeing you here in the next week or so.
Yeah, thank you. Have a good one, Jerry.
All right, and I'm going to pull in Kyle. Kyle, man, you got stuck there in that pit stop run. Caution came out, kind of put you behind the 8 ball, and you worked your way back up to third, almost second there. So tell us about your night.
This is a race of that should have been mine, and yeah, just the way pit stops fell and strategy, and that first caution was no bueno for me. That just put me right behind, and then having to try and pass people, or like trying to pass Ryan Newman, they're just almost impossible to pass. Burned my stuff up, and yeah, lost another one to Coleridge.
Yeah, but you can't be mad, coming all the way back to third. That green-white checkered, I saw you and Cody there side by side. Were you giving it everything you had?
Yeah, I knew he was on 2. He that last caution, he's like, do I take 2 or do I take 4? I'm like, I'm taking 4. You might as well take 2. And it jumped him and got him second. So that's he doesn't have you helping him, so he's got me still helping him. So hopefully he can get a second championship. But yeah, just I'm disappointed in myself for this one.
Well, I mean, that's pretty good, Kyle, if you're disappointed in a podium finish.
Yeah, I know.
Well, I think you had a really good night. As far as that Cody thing goes, I hope he doesn't win a championship so I can say it was because of me. But we're gonna turn the floor over to you, let you give your shout outs and thank yous, Kyle.
First of all, I want to thank you and Jerry for stepping in Chris's absence. Jerry, I'm sorry your race ended early tonight. I want to thank Down and Out Paint Shop for sponsoring the series. My friends and family for watching. And my pedals for holding out. I didn't have to run a F1 car like I did at Homestead there last week.
No donuts, right?
No donuts.
All right, Kyle, we're gonna kick you back down, let you go, kind of celebrate with your team, it sounds like. But hey, man, maybe we'll be talking to you Thursday.
That's the plan.
All right, see you, Kyle.
See you, man.
Well, Jer, another race in the books. We didn't say it enough. Down and Out Paint Shop sponsoring this series, Tuesday Night Thunder and Cyber Thunder. If you like, hit the like button, subscribe. Man, next week we go to Michigan, but tomorrow night, Xfinity cars at Indy. That'll be a fun one.
That's going to be a great race. That's going to be a great race. Yes.
We ran some practice there, and that's gonna be a really, really fun one. I wish I could run it. And then Thursday at Hot Atlanta, that NASCAR's newest, I'm gonna call it a super speedway.
Absolutely.
That's gonna be crazy. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens this week.
It's going to be a great week of racing. I'm sorry I'm up here in the booth at this point, but thanks for letting me come up and keep company. And I hope I'm back out on the track next week.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll be talking to you Thursday in the post-race interviews. How's that?
Absolutely. I'll look forward to that.
All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Next week, we're looking at Michigan, so I'll see you next Tuesday. Actually, I'll probably see you tomorrow. I think Chris is still out of town, and then maybe again Thursday. But we're out. I hope you enjoyed. Like, subscribe. See you next time. Bye-bye.